I think we are on the way up. I mean, we have actually got to fairly high level anyway, with 7.5, maybe 7.6%, which is the highest growth rate in the world. I am surprised that Indians are still unwilling to celebrate, but it doesn't look like 7.5. But things are happening in the economy, especially in the e-commerce, which are quite revolutionary. And while the traditional core industries are not growing very fast, as fast as the economy, there's a whole new economy coming through, which is growing very fast, and people haven't quite yet got the picture of the new economy taking over the old economy.
Right. So, how do you really analyze the policy-making environment right now? That's also one of the panel discussions on the in the conference right now. Do you think the right things are being done?
Well, I think that what is the way I see the policy-making philosophy is that no deep reforms are necessary, but the system needs to be made to work better. I think the picture is what we had was actually all right, but it was performing below its maximum efficiency. And the Prime Minister is a great administrator. He wants to shake things up, and he wants to make public sector units be more efficient, the whole system to be less corrupt. But he doesn't really want to fundamentally change the system. He adds new initiatives where he thinks the system doesn't have them. And so you have the old system being made to work better and new initiatives which will take it forward.
Though a lot of people believe and appreciate the steps which have been taken so far, the others remain critical of some of the larger things which were perhaps still, remain to be done, like GST and some other big reforms. Do you think progress on that also happening? Will we be able to get political consensus?
You see, one of the great truths about Indian economic reform is it has to be consensual. Every reform has to have all-party support, or substantially all-party support. And that's why the reforms since 1991, which have taken place, have never been reversed by a subsequent government. And so I think the GST process is very simply that one of these days Congress has to come on board. BJP numbers are improving in the Rajya Sabha. Congress will get a bit squeezed. And this is politics. In politics, you have to do deals. And from what I gather, the finance minister is willing to put in the number 18% or whatever it is, but not make it mandatory. So it won't be in the amendment, constitutional amendment, it will be in the bill. That's fine. That's a good compromise.
Coming back on the economy part, the kind of the global environment remains extremely challenging. China is, slowing down at a rapid pace and dragging along all the other large economies along with it. What are your thoughts on that, and how challenging will it be for India in such an environment to, progress?
You see, one of the ways to look at the way government thinks is that during NDA and UPA one period, the Indian economy grew at 8.5%, 9% without any deep reforms. So they think it can grow again. But the global economy is much more stagnant right now than it used to be at that time. So I think about 1 to 1.5 percentage points extra can only be got by our trying harder. The global economy is not going to help. The global economy is going through a downward phase of a long cycle. It will have low growth, low rate of inflation, and it is not going to be booming anytime soon.
One last word, you interact with big institutional investors across the world. How are they viewing India, and do you think that we will get good flows the next couple of months or years from the FII community into the Indian markets?
Absolutely. I think quite a lot of people are getting very bullish about India. People have not yet gone off India. I have been recently in America talking to investors, and of course in UK I talked to them. Basically, people say that there are peculiarities. There's still the retrospective tax legislation, the Vodafone case hanging, but this government can't do anything about that. It's sub judice, and people are beginning to realize that India is a growth story. And now that the Reserve Bank of India governor has come out very bullish in his speech to the CII, I think people will sit up and take notice because Raghuram Rajan is not a man given to exaggeration, and so people will know that he knows something going on, which is very good news.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/etnow and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at etnowlive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/etnow.